Hi James, so just making a quick video just to talk through the entire setup of this whole organized intercept, just to talk through all of the steps, just so you're fully up to date, because I know there's a bit of confusion just due to the overlap of talking to different people over the last week or so. So any changes that I've made, I just want to make sure you understand what they are and how they all work. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just in the eco folder for now. Obviously, I think you said you're going to be running this in the global, but for now I'll just do it in eco. So the first thing we're going to start off with is the popover. Now this popover, all we really need in here is just the yes, the no, and that's it. But on the yes, we want to add some very specific conditions, because what we need to do is when they click yes, we need this slider to come out. So therefore we need to add some JavaScript to the slider. So to do this, I'm just going to right click on the yes button. I'm going to go to add event, and you'll see in here I've set to on click. So once they click on yes, I need to add some JavaScript, and this JavaScript, I will send you the support page, which is here for where this code comes from and what it does. But basically it's loading that the zone code again, and it's running it again. So then it also double checks the logic and everything to make sure that slider comes out and actually shows up on that page. So I'm going to click save on there. But also what we need to do is we need to also on the click, we need to add a cookie that just, maybe we'll just call it opt-in, but obviously you can change this, and value is equal to true. So then we actually have this to set our logic off, so the slider doesn't appear until they have this cookie, and they only get this cookie once they've clicked on yes. So I'm going to move this actually up above the JavaScript, just so that I don't think it really matters the order, but I just want to play it safe. So I just want to say and add JavaScript and this JavaScript in here. And save, and then I just need to remove this. So they get the cookie first, and then the JavaScript runs to check for this cookie. So I'm just going to click save. That's it for that one. Then for the slider, all we need in here is just our yes and no button, and that's simply it. There's nothing else that needs to be done. That's it for your creatives. Now, the other question you sent in was about the box kind of appearing around your slider question. So I've actually already removed that, but just in future to double check for all of these unwanted like shadows and boxes and everything, there was actually another box that was actually in under your image which was causing this. But if you just click Command H or Control H, this will highlight all of the different elements on this page. So you'll see there's actually a couple of other buttons down here that we don't need, so we should probably just go ahead and delete those, just so that they don't cause any issues when people are on your web page. But this is always just a really good check just to perform before you actually publish your intercepts and creatives, to make sure there's nothing unnecessary in here. So that's it for the creatives. Then in the intercepts, what we need to do is for the popover, you already have it set up that if IP address is this, that's all you really need. I think you're also going to add about a cookie for the third, the March thing, but I think you already have that in your global zone, so just add that in. Ignore that, that's just for me testing. Then what we're doing in here is you have your modify cookie. You've already done that for your March survey. Then for the slider, what we need to do is we need to add another condition in here. So again, I can remove my IP address in a few minutes, but I'm just going to move to a logic set, and I want to make sure that this only displays if they've opted in, so if they have the opt-in cookie. So I'm going to say and cookie opt-in is equal to true. So this will only display it once they've opted in on that second intercept. So finally, then we go into change options for the slider. You see here I have it set to manually load the intercept, and that's exactly what that JavaScript does. So that wouldn't work unless I have this checked. So this will just ensure that you can actually run it using JavaScript rather than you having to run the whole zone code again. Both of these are set to prevent repeated display for 7 days, which means they obviously both won't show for 7 days. But then the problem arises that after 7 days, your popover is going to appear, as it should. But also your slider is also going to appear as well, because now the cookie opt-in is equal to true, because that's still on the browser. So for a workaround for this, I've thought of something. So if we actually, when this is shown, if we add a cookie, so if we add event, and we add a cookie and this says slider, and the value of 1, click save, what we can then do is Sorry, what we can actually do in here is even better. What we can do is we can ensure that this opt-in cookie is removed, so that it kind of goes back to case 0 where it won't show again until they opt in using the popover. So I'm just going to say opt-in value true. Or I'm going to remove that cookie just called opt-in and click save. So that should be 100% it. We shouldn't have anything else to worry about now. Just so you know that JavaScript is what's missing from your intercept. That's what makes it only load once the or sorry, I think the JavaScript might be there, but this condition, the cookie, isn't there, so it's actually just running because the conditions are always being met. So once you make those changes, then this should work correctly. So I hope that answers your question. I hope that clarifies. I'll send on the support page on that bit of code in case you need to use this in future, but test it out, and if you do have any further questions, just let me know.